Heritage conservation and urban development planning are two perspectives transforming industrial heritage sites. Nevertheless, they differ in their concepts, objectives, and values. The protection and conservation of heritage sites include a focus on the preservation of heritage, on research and education, as well as effective ongoing management of the site. In contrast, development planning envisions new futures for the city and region in order to adapt to new challenges and to enhance prosperity and urban environmental quality for all. In this video, I present the Good Practice Wheel, which helps to integrate the concerns of conserving a listed UNESCO World Heritage Site with those of urban development planning. The Good Practice Wheel can be used as an analytical tool for scientific research and for supportive systematization in the practical field. The 8 criteria of the Good Practice Wheel are interrelated. The main concern when safeguarding each UNESCO World Heritage Site is to conserve its outstanding universal value. Knowledge about the historical structures, temporal layers, and functions are key issues for protecting a site's authenticity and integrity. Appropriate forms of reuses are needed to ensure long-term conservation and access, especially for abandoned industrial sites and landscapes. New functions have to be found and historic structures and architecture carefully adapted. Communities' engagement helps to ensure recognition and use of heritage sites and can contribute to community empowerment. Civil initiatives and joint decision-making enable participation. Sustainable development and responses to climate change are two core concerns of UNESCO and must always be considered in decision-making. Visitor information and educational activities are essential for awareness building among communities, visitors and users. This can also improve access to the site, such as through guided tours or school collaborations. Urban development should enhance deprived urban environments and aim to integrate formerly gated industrial sites into their wider urban setting. Urban development involves issues of housing, transport, pedestrian access, public amenities, and also commercial uses. Research activities and heritage impact assessments help in understanding the historic evidence and its vulnerability to changes. Scientific work analyzes the evidence and heritage values to provide informed documentation and inventories of heritage assets. The site management includes diverse stakeholders, authorities and communities in the planning processes. It frames the overall objectives and oversees monitoring and reporting procedures. Finance is another key issue for site management. What are the examples of good practice? The Zollverein UNESCO World Heritage Site in Essen, Germany, has played a pioneering role in setting standards for conservation and development. Denkmalpfad, the monument pathway, not only presents the authentically conserved material structures, but also recreates the acoustics and ambience of the immaterial sensitive dimensions through narrative stories and animation. This educational element is based on detailed research, and former site workers serve as tour guides, adding a personal and detailed perception of Zollverein's heritage. Tour guide training is part of an ongoing local job qualification program. The new public park on the Zollverein site is used by locals and provides urban green spaces in a district where many people live in apartments that lack gardens. The Zollverein Park's topography is shaped by its historic uses as a spoil-tip stockyard and for railway construction, as well as the historic layout by the architects Schupp and Kremmer. Its diverse green zones and 2 protected habitats enrich biodiversity within the city and contribute to improving the region's air quality. Furthermore, the park connects regional bicycle routes and serves as a guiding and information system for visitors to Zollverein. The so-called Comp building, designed in the 1950s by Fritz Schupp, is a part of the former coking plant. The machinery historically produced various operating resources and included 2 pumping stations, a workshop, and an electricity distribution station. Since 2016, the building has been utilized by several companies, many of them with local roots. The Good Practice Wheel is based on concerns defined by the World Heritage Convention, its operational guidelines, as well as the policies and principles of UNESCO and their partner organizations such as ICOMOS and TICI. For more information, see Good Practice for Industrial Heritage Sites, Systematization, Indicators and Case, and the website Good Practice for Industrial Heritage Sites.